In this video, we'll look at some useful operation you can do with list in Python programming. So let's get started. So as you might be knowing that a list is kind of collection data type which is available in the Python. So rather getting into a theory part, let's get into example of the list. So for that, I'm using Jupyter Notebook as my Python IDE. You can use any kind of Python IDE for your Python programming. So here first I go to the new and let's create the new notebook. So first I'm gonna create the new list. So for that I will say L equal to double bracket which will define blank list. Now let's append some element to our list. So for that we use the L, which is nothing but our list, and we say append, which is the function which will append the element to your list. So I append bb. Same way we're gonna append two elements. So let's copy this and let's make this as a xx, and I will make it as a AA. And now let's print this list, and if I execute this, so I get 3 elements in my list. Now if you want to get the length of the list, so for that we have a function called len. So I say ln equal to length of my L, and if I print ln and if I execute this, so I get length equal to 3 of my list. So in Python there is a function called type which give you the type of your variable. So I say print and then say type and give my list, and if I execute that, so I get class equal to list, which is nothing but the type of my L. So now if you want to loop through your list, so in that case we use for loop. So I say for and then I in and L, which is nothing but my list, and I print my each element of the list, and if I execute this, so I get each element of my list, which is bb, xx and AA. So this is how you can loop through your list for each element of the list. And if you want to sort your list, in that case we have a function called sort. So I say L, which is our list, and I say sort, and after sorting, if I print my list, so it give me the sorted list. So I have AA, BB, XS as a sorted list. Now let's go ahead and append 2 elements to our list. So I say L append, and I'm gonna append YY. Same way, let's append ZZ, and once we append it, let's print it. So here we have a 5 element in our list. So for accessing the element of the list, so there is something called index which start with 0. So if I say E equal to, I say L and then say 3, which is nothing but the 4th element, and I say print and E, and if I execute this, so I get the 4th one, which is nothing but the YY. And if you say minus, meaning that it start from the end of your list, and if you execute that, so you get the 3rd last, which is XX. Now if you want to delete any element using this index from your list, so we have something called pop. So I say L dot pop and I say remove third one. So for that I use index 2 and I say print my list. So if I run this, I think I have to give the round bracket. So it has deleted my third element from the list. Now if you want to remove element using the value, so for that we say L dot remove and I give my element. I am gonna remove BB and I say print L. Now let's execute this. So it has removed BB from my list. So this is how you can remove the element from your list. And in the Python there is something called list comprehensive. So it's nothing but it's kind of sort syntax which is used to create the new list. Now let's create the new list using list comprehensive. So for that I take my new list and I say A for A in range 5. So it will create the list from 0 to 4, and if I execute this, so my list is created B. But if you are in the learning stage of Python, so I would suggest you just go with the long syntax rather than less comprehensive. Now let's look at how you can create the list from an existing list. So I say L1 equal to L, and if I print this L1, so I get the AAYYZZ, which is nothing but my original list. And if you want to append one list to another list, so for that we say L equal to, just say L plus L1, and if I print my L2, so it give me the element of both the lists. So this is how you can add the one list to another list. And if you try to get the element which is not there in your list, meaning if I say L and if I say 5 and if I run this, so it give me the list index out of range. So you have to make sure you always access the element which is there in the list. So generally before accessing the list using index, we generally check the length of that, and if length is within that index, we just grab that element. Yeah, that's all for this video. I hope this video will give you some basic idea about the list operation you can do in the Python programming. And thank you for watching this video, and see you in the next video.